I've been drinking, I'm driving while texting the speed, and I swear that I ain't going home. You hold my phone and won't leave me alone. I'm blank Sivo, blank Coca Patron. I'm on Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we have Luke and his VF SS.
Hey guys, this is my 2016 Series 2 VF SSV Redline. It is currently wrapped in satin chrome red. Original colour is Some Like It Hot, so it's that very dark orangey reddy sort of colour. There wasn't many of these made actually in that colour.
Show us your door trims.
Yeah man, for sure. So as you can see, it's a pretty similar colour to the red that's currently on it now. That's why I kind of went with the wrap decision, just so like when you open doors up and stuff, it wasn't too much of a difference, you know. So it's currently bagged in the rear with air ride reset up with E-level. Got a pretty cool boot installed done by one of the homies back home on the coast. Just normal springs and stuff in the front to keep the front sort of leveled out a bit. So a little bit concerned about how it was going to ride when I bagged, and it actually turned out pretty good. It's got a healthy 6.2 litre LS3 in it. It's got a pretty big cam for what it is, being a manual. So when I got the boys to put a cam and that in, I told them I want the biggest one I can get without it being a pain in the ass to drive. So it's choppy, it's loud, it's got pretty much straight pipe 3-inch all the way through, stainless. Running X-Force Verex remufflers, so when you come into the wrong attention by the people we don't all get along with sometimes, you can actually turn the exhaust off and it goes pretty quiet. So other than that, it's pretty unique. I just tried to do something a little bit different just because there is so many VFs out and about these days, and you know, it turns a lot of heads when you're out and about, and a lot of people appreciate the work that's kind of been done to it. So motor wise, the plan is to build a big stroker for it, put a big whipper blower on it later on down the track, put a T400 auto, do a build box and everything like that, so it can dance a little bit harder than it does. So it's got 440 horse to the back tyres now, which isn't a lot for what it is because these are such a big car, but it does the job, you know what I mean. It'll play when you want it to play and dance around when you want it to dance. So
it's probably really good equal, like a street car, you know, between, you know, giving it a thrash and then also, you know, partying as well.
Definitely. So like I've had it for 4 years now, had it canned for nearly 2 and a bit, and it's been so healthy, so I've never had any dramas with it, touch wood.
Except the box, hey?
Yeah, we had a drama with the gearbox, so I come down to Adelaide to visit some friends and family for a couple of weeks and took it out for a bit of a session one night and literally blew the box into 2 pieces. So it's had 4 years of like hard driving, so it was kind of expected. So we just replaced that with like a standard TR6060 box to keep us out of the way until we end up putting the T400 auto in it, which will be pretty cool. So, but other than that, it's, you know, the whole car's wrapped, 2-tone obviously, just to try and do something a little bit different. It's got tinted lights front and rear. It's got a custom spoiler from the US, which is like really unique for these things because there's actually not many of them around. Other than that, it's just a cool cruiser, and you know, you can have fun with it. You can take your friends for a ride and just cruise the highways, and you know, plenty more to do. Like eventually we're going to look at doing a full trim in it, start playing around with all that sort of stuff. And other than that, for the time being, it's safe and it's healthy, and you know, keeps me out of trouble. I haven't had any real bad luck in it, to be honest, like so far, touch wood. I think it's one of those things, if you always behave and, you know, watch where you are, and there's a time and a place for everything. So
like I said, I wasn't really into Commodores before I met this thing, but like I just love the idea behind it. I love the fact that you can still drive it to the shops, you can still do everything you want, but it looks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's still so streetable, like, and it sounds amazing. It goes wicked. What kind of power did you say you're making?
So it's got 440 horse to the back tyres.
So it's what, just over 300 kilowatt?
I think it's 330, don't quote me, I'm pretty sure. So
which is plenty.
Oh, look, for what it is, like these things are just big tanks, you know what I mean? Like they're heavy as shit. But with a big cam and stuff, like it's got plenty, you know what I mean? Like you can have some fun with it. 4 years of hard driving, you know, like it doesn't really get driven a lot, but when it does, it gets driven, like driven hard.
How many Ks is on it?
It's got just under 70,000 now, so for 4 years, like it's done a lot of road trips and, you know, getting around and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, it's definitely known, especially in Adelaide. Like, you've only been here for, what, let's just say 2 months now?
Yeah, 2 months
and,
now, yeah.
you know, there's people going crazy about this thing, so just because it's so different, because there's not really many people in Adelaide that drive cars like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you probably haven't seen anything that stands out and looks any similar to this.
Yeah, for something that's new and modern and, you know, what's out there at the moment, like, I kind of enjoy it a lot, you know what I mean? Like, for what it is, it does me plenty well.
It does what it needs to do.
Exactly. Like, I've been to previous summits that just went past. I was a little bit concerned of how I was going to go down there, just with like what people are going to think, and obviously being a new plastic car, it was pretty surprising the kind of response that I got, and a lot of people actually enjoyed it. So got the job done and turned a couple of tyres down there for a little bit, so definitely harder in a manual, especially like in this layout like that. That's why I'm
100%.
Really, after I got back from Summernats, I really made the decision that it's time to go full auto in it.
So that's why you want to head to the auto?
Yeah,
just so you can
auto, so you can skid, like, not that I'm going to skid it everywhere, but if you go to like the Nats and you go out and about, you can have a little bit more fun with it. So.
You want to be able to give it a fair go.
Oh yeah, I want to be able to drive it and know that it's going to last, you know what I mean? Like, especially once the box went not long ago, I was a little bit concerned, and I was going to send it back to Sydney and get the box done and stuff, but I didn't know, like, due to all this coronavirus and all this shit that's currently going on in the world, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So for the time being, I just went standard box to get me out of trouble. So it's not too crazy. It's, like I said, it just stands out a lot with the wrap, and obviously the new bonnet and everything that we got together for it. And yeah,
this is only a freshie since he's been in Adelaide.
Yeah, so this thing's only a week old. I ended up picking up in Sydney a few weeks before I come to Adelaide, sitting at home waiting for me to get back, and I got a little bit too impatient, so
it's tempting you.
Got the boys organised and got it down on a truck, and big shout outs to Mickey Hayes for helping me out with that one. He sorted me out back on the coast side of things, so he got it happening for me. So I got it down here, got it wrapped, got it put on.
Shout out to Dizzy for doing it, what, Dizzy. 2 days?
Yeah,
turn around?
Wrapped the bonnet in 2 days, really looked after me, did a fantastic job on the wrap, you know, like, the wrap was a pain to get here. I had to order that from the States and everything like that prior to coming down. But when it arrived, it got it sorted, and Spiro down there at Dizzy really looked after me and got it sorted for me. So he's a machine at what he does, especially down here in Adelaide. So if anyone's looking for any vinyl work, make sure you hit up Dizzy Decals. So
big shout out.
He really looked after me on this one. So, you know, it works both ways. If everyone helps each other out, and, you know, they're definitely good at what they do, they're definitely worth a mention. So
being such a common car, it's you really want it to stand out, and it definitely does. You've done a wicked job with it. Yeah, I'm so grateful for letting us shoot it.
Oh man, anytime, you know, like, I love giving anyone an opportunity to have a look and have a suss at it and go for a ride, and, you know, if they enjoy it, that's great. So that makes me happy.
You've also got an Instagram, it's your personal one.
Yeah, dude, Luke Taylor 94. It's Luke with LUC, so I'm sure your boy will put it in the
100%. If you can, go have a look. Yep. Thank you so much for chatting with us and showing us your car. I'm sure we all enjoy it. We all love it. So we all appreciate you coming out, and especially from Sydney. We wanted to get it done before you head back. So you got something to look on, and hopefully you come back to Adelaide soon, because we all really appreciate you and love your car. So
yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it, and thanks to all the boys here in Adelaide that have helped me out too, like with the bits and pieces, and especially the gearbox letting go. And a few boys deserve a lot of credit for it. So I've had a lot of help from you boys down here, like in regards to the car scene and stuff, and everyone's been pretty supportive.
It's all the love.
Yeah, it's all the love, and I think that's just the car scene too. Like, a lot of guys are always out there to help each other, and, you know, that's how it should be, you know, like, instead of whinging and whining and bitching about shit, like, everyone's there to kind of help each other. So that's the biggest thing, and especially, like I said, with the boys down here in Adelaide, you guys have been mega and have saved me from, like, multiple things, so, and helped me out massively. So thanks again, and especially back to the guys that, like, done all the work and all the bits and pieces, and my mates back home that have sorted me out with this and that, and, you know, everyone deserves a bit of credit for this thing. So
we love it. So anytime. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Goes well, hey.
Let's go, man.
kind of got to rev it out a little bit, but that's an 8 for you. Yes, bro.
I've been drinking, I'm driving while texting and speeding. I swear that I ain't going home. You hold my phone and won't leave me alone. I'm blank Sivo, blank Coca Patron. I'm on Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron, Coca Patron. I've been drinking, I'm driving while texting and speeding. I swear that I ain't going home. If you hold my phone and won't leave me alone, I'm blank Sivo, blank Coca Patron. I'm on that Coca Patron.